Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. No matter where you run or where you hide, you will be mine. Let's rock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Doodle and Chill.
Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to Doodle and Chill. What's up, Coleman? What's up, Hojo? And how you doing, Beacon?
I'm good. Just getting ready to draw some Private American. Actually, already started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cheater.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you can't. You join the back screen and he's like, look where I'm at. Like, mother. So yeah, since he jumped again, we're gonna be talking about Private America.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked border patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this Private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Sweet.
So yeah, Mike Barron, best known for his Badger Nexus, writing Flash, Punisher, and many other IPs. He's supposed to be joining us today. I sent him the link. Hopefully everything is fine. Where's come to show? We keep going.
Yep.
So the campaign right now, let me share this. Campaign is now at 72,437 USD. The campaign, they were on Kickstarter and all other platforms, but they got closed. So this one's the one. If you want to back it, you have to go on in demand. The link's in the description down below. And in the chat as well, as of right now. So check it out. My Baron's a great writer.
Yeah.
I love his Nexus. I didn't know the Badger that much, but I got to know. I knew him from. But one, I knew him from the Punisher, and two, he wrote one of my. He was one of the writers in one of my favorite Star Wars Dark Horse comics series, which is Heir to the Empire adaptation, the trilogy. Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And he worked on it. Yeah. And for the people that like big manga fans and stuff like that, anime fans, he wrote the Robotech graphic novel.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully he'll join us.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm going to be joined. No, me, I started just like 5 minutes ago on like Beacon.
Yep. I was just so excited to draw this piece of, Private American punching out a member of Antifa. Or NAMBLA Tifa, as his t-shirt says.
Nem.
NAMBLA Tifa. North American Man Boy Love Association. Because I'm sure their members have them crossover.
Put some music in the background.
All right.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
And we're good. No. Until our guests join us, we're listening to music and working. So what's up, chat? If he doesn't show up, that's gonna be two guests that don't show up in a row.
I know.
Yeah, Phil sent me a message after saying that he was in the theater with his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally forgot. Oh, and people, I invite you all to go check out the Inkslayer store. We've done a lot of changes, added some stuff. We got the first print-on-demand book, with its own little cover for the website. I got my copy. It looks pretty goddamn good.
Hey.
I was showing it off this morning in the morning roast. What's up, Devil Flower?
Yo. Yeah, so I went back to the bargain bin's place again for the first time in a long time, and you got a few things like one of those massage gun things.
Hold on, let me fix this. Oop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I got one of these.
Massage gun for your neck.
Yep, and back, and got a little shock collar for Lobo for when he tries to yank out of his collar. It's a little surprise, you know.
Like, what the hell?
Oh, I
That's-
probably
that's
stopped doing
new.
that.
That's new.
Yeah. And what else? I know there was more. An emergency ladder. You know,
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, I wouldn't normally buy something like this, but good to have in case of an emergency. You just drop it out the second story window and climb down. Or if some crackhead busts in, climb out the window. And sneak up behind him. He's gonna be expecting me coming from upstairs, but he's not gonna be expecting me from coming outside. So, tactical advantage.
Mm. I need to pull out the campaign again. I'm starting to clean up the studio. Oh, cool. Hey, he wants to start doing like a French comic, not French comic, but comic book stream, but in French for our neck of the wood. Let's take a look at that costume. So technically just a vest with a snake on it.
Yep, bulletproof vest with a snake. And so I saw there's someone who made a really sad attempt at country rap, like some lady did.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, did you read the comments on that video?
Nope.
They were hilarious. It's like one of them said like, yeah, my dad just got out of the hospital, just barely survived a heart attack. I played this song for him, and he kind of wished he hadn't.
Kinda.
There was another one that's like, this song's so good that my neighbors threw a brick through my window so they could hear it better. It's like, so we used to have a huge homeless problem outside our restaurant. But we started playing this over the speakers. Now we don't have a homeless problem. We don't even have customers.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
The glasses he has remind me of the glasses they gave the Falcon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost feel like they might almost have a little bit of a goggle look to them.
So let's see what's happening in the chat. Nothing. We're good. I didn't miss nothing. Back to the reference.
Yep. Yeah, I hate how sometimes with the YouTube. Anyway, I hate how sometimes with the YouTube algorithm, you'll watch something, right? You'll be like, okay, how do I do this? And then all of a sudden, all your suggestions become
Yep.
all. Yeah, like I was. I'm looking into building a fence so I can put Lobo out for longer periods of time. It's like, okay, so what's because I saw that there's you use either cement or a foam to put in fence posts. So like, okay, which one's cheaper? It's like, and which one's better? Turns out the foam is actually very terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you buy really expensive stuff. So it's like, well, okay, I guess I'm buying bags of concrete then. But it's looking like about $1,000 to get my fence put in the backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just materials. That still doesn't cover the cost of renting an auger. And, I'd build it myself, but.
And call your family. That's a picnic for you guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a picnic.
I could probably do something like that. I set up my projector in my backyard, set up my projector screen back there,
Mm-hmm.
light up a fire pit.
Yeah.
After a hard day working on the fence.
Everybody has a nice reward.
Yeah. But I think how I might do it is
and don't forget you do the barbecue. Yeah, you have to do a barbecue at that point.
yeah. But I think the way I do it is just like a section at a time, like one section a month, really. Because I got one section on one side of the garage, one section on the other between the garage and the house. You got the front side of the yard, the front side fence in the backyard, the side fence, and you got the back fence. The back fence would be the biggest one. But then my neighbors on my other side already have a privacy fence, so I'm good on that side, so I don't have to build that. But yeah. Yeah. Do it once a month, split it up into 5 different 5 different payments. Wouldn't be too bad. And now half my suggestions are various videos on how to build a fence. So I did see some cool. Someone built a hot tub out of cedar wood. So depending on how much cedar is compared to other woods, that might not be too expensive of a build. It's just cedar and Flex Seal, and of course screws and nails. But
That's not the most expensive.
yeah.
He saw the cat and he's like, "Fuck you."
That's exactly what happened. Again.
Oh, and this coal started going down. I can't wait to start printing. Not 3D
Oh,
print.
yeah. Yeah, that was another thing I got. That bargain bins was a spool of 3D printer filament. It's like the PLA, I think.
Yep. That's the other type of printer.
Yep. I already have a spool of ABS somewhere around here, so once I get that 3D printer, I'll be able to try both of them out.
Yep. Slowly but surely.
Yep.
Now we're also all getting back to work on that Inkslayer book.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Hey, Brian. Says, what's up? Just drawing a private American punching out a member of Antifa.
Yep. We're supposed to have Mike Barron on, but he's not. He's not showing up for the moment. Probably busy. Something came up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share the link in the Doodle and Chill showroom now. And if you guys want to jump in, you're all welcome. We even did the show earlier. Usually we do it at 9:45.
Yeah. Ryan says Mike is probably probably busy actually beating up Antifa. Yep.
Yep.
You know what? When I color this, I'm gonna do an American flag in the background. Start with a bright red background.
You was not helping, but I got the horror movie club in a few. Yeah. Same reason why I don't join the horror movie club, because usually the Doodle and Chill is at 9:45.
Yeah.
I get it. Like I said, we did it earlier today because to accommodate Mr. Barron.
I feel like the shock collar starting to work.
Like, calm down. Oh, fuck. Don't worry, people. He's a husky. He's all fine.
Yep, we can take it.
Kind of need that type of shit with that.
Is that burning hair I smell?
Because they're stubborn as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to be careful when I let him out because the neighbors might have let their Shih Tzus out, and he wants to go play with them. He doesn't realize that Shih Tzus are some of the most savage dogs in the world.
I thought you were going to say fragile. No, savage. Okay.
My parents had a Shih Tzu. It chased down the neighbor's dog into their house and nearly disemboweled it.
Is that bad?
Yes, they had to get rid of that little bastard.
What's up,
Hey.
Canales? How's it going?
What's going on, fellas?
Well,
Not
doing good.
much.
Happy to see you on.
Same. It's always good to be on. I just came back from clubbing, so apologies if I sound like less smart than usual.
Oh, it's late night over there, sure.
Yeah.
What, sorry?
It's late night.
Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to pretend I'm still 20 years old.
Not a good
Going
idea.
to the clubs to pick up chicks and all that.
Not a good idea.
Nah.
I've been
No,
there.
because they're all my age. Like it's not the same, you know. When you were clubbing when you were 20, they were all hot and good looking. You go now with 40-something years old, and they're like 40-something years old. They hit the wall pretty quickly here.
It was the other way around. It's going to a club and having those 20-year-old boppers coming at me. Hi. I'm like, no, not interested.
Oh shit! So, is that how manly you are?
Yeah.
Just you're like the Jason Momoa of Montreal, dude.
I don't want to date too young. It's dude. I'm not in that zone anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, dude, you're wrong. You're right. You're so right. Like, I try to have like a normal conversation with like the newer generations, and it's like I get angry at like 5 minutes. Like, shut up!
yeah, pretty much. It's like a kid. It's weird. It's
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah. Like I remember one time at church, it's like back when our church was bigger, there was like these girls there. I was like, go over start talking to them. I had this T-shirt on. It was like a parody of the Hunter S. Thompson thing.
Yeah.
Only it has like Guy Fieri. It says, "We can't stop here. This is Flavor Town." So we were talking to them, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love that shirt," but Guy Fieri is so problematic. I was like, "All right, I'm done."
Yep.
It's like, it turns out they were college students, so it's like way too young
It's
anyway.
weird. It's kind of weird because every time I hear that period thing, right? That's what you said, right? The period.
Yeah, Guy Fieri.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah, the guy period thing. But
The
you
guy-
know
yeah.
that technically, the thing that I think I hate about all this is that they take something that has a parcel of truth and they change it into something totally different. Meaning, it has been proven that we do have a type of period. It's not a menstrual cycle.
No, that's not what I'm
at all.
saying.
Okay.
No,
Guy-
it's talking
Guy
about
Fieri.
Guy Fieri. You know the cooking show guy with the Hawaiian
Oh.
shirts or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, no, it's just proving the point of like I think it's weird how they're trying to make it sound like it's a female thing. Well, what it is, it's that like once every 2 to 3 months we get that urge.
Yeah.
I get men periods, except the blood I'm covered in. Is not unusual.
It's like the moment that you get extra horny for some reason.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you
Like,
get extra
yeah,
horny. You're willing to fight. It's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. Like there's some days that I wake up and I'm like it's goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. That's true. Like it happened more when I was a kid. Like I was like
Yeah.
17, something like that. But it does happen every now and then. It's like
It's like a
less on the soft level.
testosterone boost. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe 5G antennae or something.
But yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that since the way the lifestyle that we have, we don't get to use it or be in it so much that it kind of created a cycle where, oh no, I need action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do something. I need to break something.
No,
Hey,
that's
you,
a
let me
male
punch you in the
thing.
shoulder. Boom.
I think that's a male thing. Like we have
Mhm.
the urge to like do manly things, like I don't know, get in a fight or build a house or
But
lift
it's not
weights.
that. It's like arguing, bantering with your friend. It's a type of
Yes.
like violence that's friendly. You know what I mean? It's something that we're used to. Now, having a lack of it, what does that create? You know what I mean?
A society of French wind instruments, as I call them.
Yeah, soft belly people.
A fagot.
Mhm.
That's the joke. You're a fagot.
Yeah,
God damn it.
a pack of weed. Oh, right now we're doing little sketches of Private American, and we're
Oh, yeah.
not talking about his private. We're talking about him being private.
I'm drawing and punching out an Antifa member.
Good. Is it live? I may have to bug this thing.
Yeah, it's live still. It's in demand.
Because I actually backed the Thin Blue Line,
Mhm.
and I really liked it. Like I found it to be like really suspenseful. Maybe
Yeah.
because the events in it were like really fresh in my memory. But I was like, wow, I'm so into it. Like
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
he's a great writer, and everything
no,
I've
he's-
read
he's
from him
legit
is pretty
good.
good.
I mean, he's a freaking veteran. Like Punisher, Nexus, all that.
Mm-hmm. And like I was saying before, he was one of the writers that worked on Star Wars: Heir to the Empire, the adaptation for Dark Horse,
It's true.
and he did the graphic novel adaptation for Robotech.
And back in the days in which franchises were actually like profitable and not a black hole.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's the thing that they probably make all their money back through like government grants and all that.
It's government grants, and they all have a financing of meeting that. So
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like if they made Star Wars good, they wouldn't need those grants. The money would just keep
Yeah.
flowing in.
Yeah, but that means having to work hard and be creative.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
difficult. That's
yeah,
hard.
but it also means endorsing something they don't endorse. Technically, being a hero, self-sacrifice.
Oh yeah,
training.
that's another
Yeah.
good point because they actually, dude. I don't know what experience you have with leftists and communists, but I
They
can
think
tell
they
you, I
can
was,
fight. It's fucking hilarious.
yeah, that's another thing. But I was raised by them. I was raised by the the sons and the grandchildren of the 1960s commies and hippies, they hate superheroes. They hate pop culture.
Yep.
Like I grew up like among punkies and hippies and shit, and they all thought that Captain America and Superman and Star Wars were like Yankee imperialist propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So those guys actually hate the properties they're working on. That's why they're trying to like
It
subvert
shouldn't
them
be
and
a,
change
it shouldn't
them.
be about the individual. It should be about the group, because they feel special, because otherwise they feel worthless in that group. Well, a group makes you feel something because you don't have to do shit to feel like so you're succeeding with that group. You know, it's the entire premise of reality show TV, or the game shows and stuff like that. People have the feeling that they're winning with the person that's actually winning on the screen or pretending to win on the screen.
Yeah, I just miss feeling like the people who are making the movies and the comics actually like what they're doing, or at least take it seriously.
Yeah,
Because
actually
I don't
gives
know.
you actually give a fuck about it.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe they would hire like one of these old school directors that were like, "Wow, this is shit. This is like
It's
kid
like
stuff." But I'm
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 an
a
act.
professional.
It's like
I'm
I'm
a
an
professional.
actor. I'm a
Yeah,
Hollywood actor. I want to do movies, but everything that came before me, it's all shit.
Yeah.
that's
Like it's
basically it. Like
they all
they,
have,
they
yeah.
think they think the world started when they were born.
Yeah, but I keep saying, it's like the 80s and 90s and the beginning of 2000 never existed for them. Like the world started like there's a missing hole between 1976 or 1984. Let's just be fun here. 1984 and 2012. Nothing happened there. But then it's like nothing happened throughout this time. Everything was always like racist and shit and that and this and that. Well, I'm sorry, we had Tootsies. We had all those fucking like movies about the. Come on, every freaking Hollywood actor has been a woman at some point in a movie. Like
Yes.
it's a joke. Like it's always been like socially accepted. Now the only thing is, keep that in your private life, please.
Like every tough guy that I can think of, except
I don't.
maybe Sylvester Stallone,
Mhm.
has been in drag in a movie at some point. Like
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in drag in what was it, Junior?
yeah. And
Uh,
Junior,
Kurt Russell was in drag in Tango and Cash. A Wong Fu had like two
Tu
tough
Wong Fu, yeah.
guys. Yeah,
I was
and then
gonna say Stallone was just a drag in his first movie.
yeah. Well, I guess you could count Judge Dredd as him being in drag. I don't know.
I know, but you get my drift. He did one of his
Yes, yes,
first
yes.
movie was a porn movie. I was just making a joke.
That's the joke.
I had to explain it. But yeah, you're right. Like dude. We even had like Tootsie. Remember Tootsie?
Oh yeah, I remember. What's his name?
So
Dustin Hoffman.
all this shit started because there was the men rights activists that were talking about equality in court, and everything needs to be equal even in court. So like women shouldn't have like a special lineage in court. Like everybody should be treated equal, and separation, kids custody, and shit like that. And then it just went to shit.
Yep.
They canceled a goddamn movie called The Red Pill. They've been going nuts ever fucking since. Because it has turned into a cult. It's one of the things. Is everything that starts by a good movement, a good idea, fighting something. If it doesn't stop at a certain point, it becomes the monster it started.
Yeah, it's like it's like everything. It's like a government or a big corporation. Eventually, if it gets too big, it becomes a monster.
Yeah, but governments technically started because they to keep control over the freaking corporation, not inflicting upon others. And now they just got their way where they control it now. So we're going back to the old days, where we are all peasants and back to being slaves. to the ones that have everything and still yet complain of how hard their life is.
That's why
I'm a,
my dream
I'm a
involves.
multimillionaire, but my life is so hard. Oh, I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I mean, it's darkly comedic, sir. Comedic, yeah. Yeah, it's late. I'm slowly beginning to forget how to speak English.
So good.
I just love how South Park nailed that Meghan Markle and
That's so
whatever
much
the
that
hell.
it pissed them off.
Yeah. Here to present his books, Prince Charles with wham.
Wah. My life is so hard. Like, go get a fucking real job for once and tell me about it.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try to guess what Prince he is. I'm just going to call him Prince Needle Dick from now on. Prince Eunuch, actually. And for those that don't know, a eunuch is when they cut the balls off.
Yep.
Just
I mean, I
there's
was
people out there who don't know what a eunuch is. I'm offended.
There
Yeah.
are some people that don't.
It's such an underused insult.
It's okay for the current people that don't know what a eunuch is. It's like a child on puberty blockers.
Yeah.
Yes, basically. You know what? I'm gonna go back to Twitter. I'm gonna go back to Twitter right now and start calling people eunuchs.
Yeah.
Just to reclaim that fucking insult.
You know, it's like you'll never be a
This
woman.
is what
You'll
they
just-
used to do to people that didn't deem worthy of reproducing.
Yeah.
Cut their balls off.
Or they were supposed to be around harems, you know,
Oh.
in like Muslim countries and Turkish Empire and whatnot. So in order to keep them from banging the women that belonged only to the Sultan, like they were like,
Hello, Mr. Baron.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
oh, hey,
How you doing?
Good.
We're gonna stop the music for the moment. Welcome to the stream. So we're right now we're drawing your character. As you can see, I'm doing a little sketch here.
Oh, nice.
I had the idea of a classic Punisher.
there's someone behind you, Sim. Watch out.
That's what I had in mind when I created the character.
Really? Yeah.
Yep.
That scene where he's jumping in the crowd. And then you have Beacon that's doing this little piece for you.
Yep, I'm drawing Private American punching out a member of Antifa.
Very nice.
And no one can see it, but I'm being old school and I'm drawing it on pen and paper.
Okay.
And you're not sharing with us?
Well, there's not much to share, and I will have to show you my ugly mug, but since you ask.
Stream mom.
You're stream bombing my stream?
Yes.
So that's my girl,
well,
Alex.
just,
What if
just
he's
a sketch so far.
I see a man.
You have Canales, you have Mr. Mike Barron, you have Beacon with us, and we have the entire chat. And this is my little
Hey.
artist one.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
I go now.
So yeah, when we started the stream, we plugged the fact that you're best known for the Badger Nexus that you co-created with Steve Rude. I started knowing you when I discovered and was the Punisher. Nexus was the two first thing I've known. Also, the fact that you worked on the Heir to the Empire series for the Star Wars for the Dark Horse.
Yep.
And that you wrote the Robotech graphic novel.
True.
Which is a thing that a lot of people don't know. They're a big fan of Robotech, and when I tell them that you wrote the Robotech graphic novel, they're like, "Meh." But you've also, since you've left Marvel and DC and you started doing your indie crawling, you did Florida Man, you did the Thin Blue Line, and now we're on Private American. And am I missing one?
No, but we're just getting started. Believe me. Those are the first three. I have a lot more in the tube. I wish we could run several crowdfunders simultaneously, but it just doesn't work that way. But I think that every one of my crowdfunders is a bullseye. It's a home run. I don't let it out of the house unless it's a home run. And the reason I write these, number one, is to entertain. I think there's a dearth of entertaining books on the market. My goal is to grab the reader by the throat in the first couple of pages and drag him, her, or it into the narrative to the exclusion of all else. When people are done reading my books, they say, "Holy shit, that was a good story. Why can't all
Mhm.
comics be like this?"
Yeah, Canales was saying how good the Thin Blue Line was.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Canales.
It was one of the most suspenseful comics that I've read in like a while, because it felt like, I don't know, because the events were like really fresh in my memory or something. Like it felt real, you know. Like, wow, what's gonna happen to these guys now?
Well, I've written a sequel. We're not going to get to that for at least a year, but I'm really happy with it. I think it's even better than the first.
Nice.
Okay,
It's called
I'll wait.
it's called The Revolving Door.
Cool.
But maybe you could start doing like a lot of other writers are doing, because being a writer allows you to have different teams on different books. There's some people that are doing more than one campaign at a time.
Well, we'll see. I'm working on a lot of other people's books, and they're going to crowdfund those simultaneously. But my books uh, are run by Chris Brawley, the
Mm-hmm.
man behind Bleeding Fool, and that's why we have the best videos of any crowdfunded book on the market. And they're they're special. I mean, well, they're anything I do, I don't let out of the house unless I'm confident that it's a great story, and that doesn't change. But there are my ideas, and there are other people's ideas. I enjoy working on other people's ideas, but naturally, I enjoy my own ideas the most.
I really enjoyed that Nexus that I got from you last time.
Which one was it? Was it the triplets?
Yes, the triplet one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that we're gonna. Kelsey's finishing that up, and we're gonna launch that probably towards the end of this year as an original graphic novel. It's a 66-page story.
Oh, sweet. Definitely gonna be back in that one. And Canales said he was probably gonna be backing Private American soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, sir. And for those who want to back the book, which is about a vigilante on the southern border, you can only find it by going to theprivateamerican.com, theprivateamerican.com, because like so many of my friends, we're being shadow banned by Indiegogo. They want our money, but they don't want us to succeed. It's kind of a conundrum, a
Mm-hmm.
paradox, if you will.
And it's kind of weird, especially that it seems to be very picky on who gets, or like, not even it's random. There doesn't seem to be a specific of who's gonna get targeted. You on the other hand, you get targeted because you get flagged and stuff like that. But I'm talking in general for people that their campaigns are not being found.
Well, there
Some
are
people.
vicious, insane people who have targeted me. And if you're on the internet, you know that it gives vicious, insane people a license to be abusive because they can hide behind
Mhm.
the anonymity of the internet. And the person who attacked the Private American out of the blue has never read anything I've written.
Because what
And
they
yet
said about it
she
was that,
characterized it as a racist book.
yeah, racist, misogynist, and stuff like that. And they're even talking about the thin blue line, which is
No, we're
about
talking
which is
about
about
Private America. She called Thin Blue Line racist too, and
yeah,
she
yeah.
called that a book about white cops going into black
That's what
neighborhoods
I'm
to kill
saying.
as
Yeah,
many. Yeah, and the two protagonists in the book don't kill anyone.
yeah. And and if I remember right, it's a Latina single mother who's a cop, right?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So it's kind of like, how is it misogynist? How is it like? And they did this the Private American, but then they did this that one, and I'm like, okay, that makes no sense because I know that one isn't, and the Private American is technically it's somebody protecting the border and technically protecting the immigrants or other people from being also mistreated from other people. It's not like it's a two-sided thing. It's not just like.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. So he's there to bring justice, not to bring vengeance on one side or the other. He just wants the justice, people not to be mistreated and people not being corrupt.
That's right, because America has a long, proud tradition of vigilantes. Going back to Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp, they were vigilantes.
Mm-hmm.
Vigilantes were part of settling the West because as the pioneers spread west, they were way ahead of civilization. They weren't bringing police forces with them. They had to set up town, they had to create civilization, and then they had to create law enforcement officers. But before that, there was no law out there. The law belonged to the strongest person and the straightest shooter.
Yep. And that's what we're discovering in this book a bit. He's him taking all that back in his hand. Oh. Where are you at, Beacon?
On it's flattened right now. Got the American flag in the background.
Yeah, Beacon cheated. He started before the stream.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to get ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I'll zoom out.
So after Private American, what's going to be the next project?
Bronze Star.
Bronze Star. Oh, yeah, I remember you showing.
The
Yeah.
Western I'm doing with Pat Broderick.
Yes, I remember you showing me some of that. Yeah. It's going to be sweet.
Talking to Glenn Fabry right now. I got to cut that out. He just sent me notice I had to answer. But I'm all yours.
No problem.
Thanks, Cole, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy Florida Man too. If you haven't read that one, it cracked me up.
Wait till you see number 2. It's completely drawn and inked now, and it's much funnier than the first one. And I thought the first one was pretty funny, but this one is really crazy. Come on, guys, we got to chatter. This is the trouble with you artists. You don't know how to talk.
You're totally right. As I'm thinking of you saying it.
I admire artists, especially my fellow Comicsgate Kings, because they'll go on the air and they'll start drinking and drawing. And they'll be on a live stream for 3 or 4 hours at a stretch. I don't know how they do that. Because, I can't write while I'm doing this. Sometimes I get ideas and I jot them down, but I'm not getting any work done. Not that it matters. And, I love going on these streams talking about my work. But I admire these guys, especially the fact that the more they drink, the better they draw. Are you drinking, Canales? Are you drinking?
Not right now, but I've been, as I told this fine gentleman, I've been clubbing until now because it's really late here in Spain, trying to pretend I'm still 20 years old, so I'm not as clear-minded as usual.
Yeah. See, the thing with me being a writer and a colorist, it's like I have 2 different modes. Like when I'm drawing, I can be listening to a podcast or anything. I kind of prefer that because it keeps me thinking. But then, like when I'm writing, I have to be listening to music instead because, if I'm paying attention to other people's words, I get messed up on my own.
I can't listen to anything when I'm writing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe music, but not all the time. Like I'll get like music to get in the zone, but once I'm in the zone, it's like nothing. I go into nothing. Same thing with animation. It's weird. I can draw comics, but animation can't be watching anything. Can't be doing much. I'm in the quiet zone. It's weird. But it's one of the first things they teach us in animation. Animation is done quietly. But are any of the universe that you're doing, like the Thin Blue Line and Private American, are they in the same universe or are they?
You're going to see that when Private American comes out. There is mention of Thin Blue Line, and it's possible they will merge in the future. I probably, depending on the success of Private American, I will do a sequel. The sequel to Thin Blue Line is already written, and I'm very excited about that. but they deal with similar topics. And one thing I have to stress is that both these books are exciting. They deal with life and death and heroes and villains, but there's no superheroics. There's no science fiction, magic, or monsters. Uh, I prefer entertainment where I believe it could really happen, and so that draws me to very realistic movies. The more realistic, the better. And that doesn't mean they can't be outrageous, like Alien or Aliens. I love
Hmm.
those movies, and I believe them totally because they're internally consistent, and the people who
Hmm.
made them make them as realistic as possible, and they are realistic. And not all science fiction or horror movies are credible because there are things you see in them and you say, well, that could never happen. But for the most part, I enjoy films that happen in the world in which we live. And I'd like to recommend a couple. There's a movie called Let Him Go, starring Kevin Costner and Diane Lane, as
Okay.
the grandparents of a child who's being abused who have to go and retrieve him from this family of monsters who are living off the grid in North Dakota. It takes place in the 60s. It's one of the best movies I've seen in years. There's also a movie called The Rider about a rodeo competitor recovering from a head injury. You think, well, what about that? That doesn't sound that exciting. It is. It's great. It's absolutely gripping. Uh, Another movie I saw recently that I loved was A Prayer Before Dawn, which is about a British guy in Thailand who gets arrested for dealing marijuana and thrown in prison. And the only way he can get out is by joining the Thai boxing rings that they've got going in prison. Because if you start winning and you become a champion, they'll get you out so you can compete professionally outside of prison. And those are three movies that caught my imagination recently. But there are a lot more. There are a lot of good movies out there if you know where to look.
I started watching the movies on Daily Wire. Those are pretty good. There's You Run, Hide, Fight.
Oh, I'd love to see that. But you got to subscribe to that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but then there's like Terror on the Prairie was pretty good. Hyperions is sort of a superhero thing, but that was pretty decent. A little bit campy, kind of like has the look of like the old Batman movies or the old Batman show.
Or you remember the Flash show?
The Flash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The one from the 1990s, that was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
it was freaking awesome.
I have not seen it.
You've never
Yep.
seen it? It's very like a mix of the '89 Batman with Dick Tracy. So it's like a mix of both worlds, but they did the Flash, and it was the first one where you had the actual full costume in red, and they did a few cool things with the powers. And technically, he's the guy that's playing the dad of the Flash in the new series. Now he's playing Garrick, but he used to be. Yeah. It was a great series, and Mark Hamill was in there as the trickster.
Oh yeah.
Back when we still liked Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other movies I've seen recently that I liked.
Oh, I like Fat Man. That was one of the recent ones that I liked a lot.
Oh man, I tried to watch that. That was with
Mel Gibson.
yeah.
I liked it because it was like, if you know but you know Lobo, they did the Parliamentary Christmas. So the entire when I watched the movie, it felt like the origin of that Santa Claus.
And then I tried watching Violent Night.
Is it good? I haven't seen it
Well,
yet.
you know, I think it would appeal to some audiences, but it's hokey and it's filled with inside jokes, and because of that, it doesn't take itself seriously. And if it doesn't take itself seriously, I can't take it seriously. I mean, I like comedies, but most comedies aren't very funny. There are very few comedies that are really funny. Office Space is funny. Tootsie
Mm-hmm.
is funny. Some
Mm-hmm.
Like It Hot is not funny.
That's true. And Tootsie was hilarious
Yeah, Tootsie's one of the funniest movies ever made.
and so relevant today.
More relevant than ever, but they couldn't make it today.
I know. That's one of the main things that we were saying. It's like they wouldn't make that movie today. It's like the same thing with all the Mel Brooks movie. But when he announced that he was doing History of the World 2, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it. And everybody that's seen it are telling me not to watch it.
No, I've not seen Boss Level. Is that a movie? I'm looking.
Oh yeah, that is good. That was a good one. The principle is like Groundhog Day.
But way more action packed.
But imagine the guy lives in the video game world. So he gets up, he dies, he restarts the same day over and over again until he gets to the boss level.
All right.
It's really good.
I'll see if I can get that.
If I'm not mistaken, it was on Netflix, I think.
It was on Prime.
Oh, I get Netflix.
Prime. All right. I thought, it's one of those movies where somebody told me that I should watch it, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like another movie, like it's been done a while back, but a lot of people don't know about it. It was hold on. Go see. I have like a blank on the title. Absolutely Everything or something like that.
Oh, the one about is that the one with Simon Pegg?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the last Robin Williams movie. They almost got canceled. It almost never came out, but Simon Pegg vouched for it, fought for it, and it came out, and it was hilarious. And it was also the last movie with the Monty Pythons.
Yep.
Before
I ain't seen it.
The entire principle is the aliens comes to our planet and they decide to test us to see if we're gonna be exterminated or we have a chance. They decide to grant the power of a god to one man. So anytime he says something and wave his hand, it happens. So I want to be president of the United States. He's the president of the United States. He goes, I want the biggest dick. He goes, can I have it white? It's a great movie, but almost nobody knows about it. It's a great comedy. And Robin Williams plays the dog in there. And then he wishes the dog to be sentient, and that's when it gets even funnier.
I see. Mel Gibson's in every new movie I see. He's in Panama, some other movie. Some of his movies are good, some aren't. The Bloodfather is a good Mel Gibson movie.
Bloodfather?
Bloodfather. He plays an ex-con who works as a tattoo artist whose daughter gets mixed up with the mob, and he has to save her. It's really gritty. It's very well done.
Somebody's been telling me to watch what's his name? Kurt Russell, Bone Tomahawk.
I've seen it. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. The guy that did that also did Riot in Cell Block Number 99, which I think is his best movie. I love that film. And Dragged Across Concrete, which also stars Mel Gibson. That's a very good movie, too.
The old actors are doing a big comeback in independent movies.
They are. The other night I watched The Big Country, which I'd never seen before, starring Gregory Peck, Charlton Heston, Gene Simmons, Carol Baker, and it was terrific, absolutely involving. It's a Western. It's a very different Western in that it does not put a premium on gunfights or fistfights, although it has both. And it was all about character and was just absorbing the whole way through. And Burl Ives plays the head of this clan. He's just terrifying. He won an Oscar for that role. I recommend it.
Yeah,
I love Westerns. I love Westerns too.
Sylvester Stallone had a pretty good movie recently. It's a superhero movie, Samaritan.
Oh yeah.
That is like he's a retired guy out of a place that's pretty much like Detroit. I'm not sure what city it is, but run down and all that. And he's just trying to stay under the radar. Then all of a sudden, some kid finds out who he was. And,
what's the name of the movie?
Samaritan.
The Samaritan, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing about it is you can kind of tell what the twist is going to be in the very beginning.
Yeah. But the movie is still good.
It's still really good. Like, one scene when like the kid sees him get hit by a car, Just run over it. He lands on the pavement. He's all twisted up. He's like, oh my god, oh my god. All of a sudden his arm starts twisting back in place. And he's like, are you okay? He goes, fuck no.
No. Fuck no, it hurts like a bitch. There's some great moments.
One movie I'm looking forward to is The Equalizer 3, which is coming out in the fall.
I didn't even watch the first one yet, to be quite
The
honest.
first two Equalizer movies are great. The first Equalizer movie is everything the Punisher movie should be but isn't.
Right.
And in fact, that guy who directed it, Antoine Fuqua, has done some incredible movies, including Training Day, which also stars Denzel, and
Absolutely.
Southpaw, which is one of the best boxing movies I've ever seen.
Seen that one. So yeah, I'll take a look at it then. So for a while, there were so many shitty stuff coming out that you kind of like zoned them out. Yeah.
Well, there was a big article on Breitbart by John Nolte today saying Hollywood is committing ritual suicide because of wokeness and that they're never coming back from this. And it had a lot of truth in it, I'm afraid.
At this point, I don't even know it's because of wokeness or if it's more about what do they call it again? When you hire just the people you know, your family.
Nepotism.
Nepotism. Yeah.
Well, nepotism has always been a part of Hollywood, but the problem is they lost sight of their purpose, which is to entertain. I never lose sight of that. I mean, that's why people go to the movies and read comic books and novels.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be entertained. It's just so simple. It's rule number one.
And you need a bit of everything. Like you need some eye candy. You need some good story. You need some drama. You need some sci-fi. You need some senseless freaking eye candy. You need some action. We need everything. We need comedy. Like I miss those good old years of like Mel Brooks. I miss Mel Brooks. Like Mel Brooks goddamn movies. I miss them. I miss the Wayans brothers when they used to do good comedy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm sending you the.
Oh no. I think you scared him when you said you like the Wayans brother.
I guess he tried to send me the link and kicked himself out at the same time. And here we go.
Wrong button.
Welcome back.
All right. Here's the link in the private chat.
Let's open this.
It's called Nolte. Woke poison Hollywood has doomed the once unbeatable movie industry.
Yeah. Hollywood, especially the film industry, is going through a legitimate, serious, and potentially fatal phase. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's got to the point. It's got to the point where, like, whenever a friend who doesn't realize what's going on is like watching, is like talking about, it's like, oh man, did you see that trailer for that thing we used to like? Is it getting a new sequel? It's like, don't have hope.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't. You're just gonna be brokenhearted.
They mentioned another movie that I liked a lot, Birdman with Michael Keaton, which was
movie.
Very good, very surprising. But that's another one that was pretty good. But yeah, like the industry is dying. Like I've noticed that the more it's going, the cheaper the movies are getting. Like I made a joke saying that Hollywood's going Bollywood. And it's really what's happening at this point.
I wish, because India knows how to make entertaining movies. Which
exactly.
Yeah. I have to recommend this movie, RRR. It's called RRR. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's an Indian epic. It's about 2.5 hours long. It's an action movie. It's a buddy movie. It's a musical. It's got everything. It never slows down. It's just crazy, and yet it's great.
Yeah, it's like that robot movie that I saw, or there's another one where I forgot the title. But everybody's seeing it where they shoot people with shields from a tree, and they like in Asterix and Obelix. That's what they used to do with the Romans, right? Stupid stuff like that. I'm watching a Bollywood movie, and I'm like, dude, that's like a French comic cartoon thing.
Yeah.
So they shoot them, they roll in the air as a ball, and then they land and starts fighting. I'm like, that's so impossible, but yet so goddamn entertaining. Yeah,
RRR won an Oscar for something this year. I don't know what. It should have gotten Best Picture.
you've seen the robot one, Canales?
No.
I've seen parts
No?
of it.
The
I
robot
can-
one is you see, it's everybody's seen that part. Is like the guy's an Hindu and he gets surrounded by the cops and he uses like a type of magnetic field to attract all their guns,
Yeah,
lights
he,
them,
like, creates massive hole,
lights
yeah.
them up like in the Matrix,
Mhm.
and starts shooting everybody like in a circle. Starts fighting like in the Matrix. Makes copies of himself. Makes a giant robot like a kaiju. It's freaking insane, but it's
It's
fun.
the level of creativity, man. Like,
But
you know?
it reminds me of back when I was a kid and I used to get mangas,
Mhm.
and they were in Japanese, but you didn't care because it was entertaining and the storytelling was on point. That you didn't need to read the dialogues because it was on point. So you're watching those movies, and I'm not understanding nothing. I don't speak Hindu, Indian, okay? I don't. But dude, it's freaking entertaining as hell, and I'm watching it.
You don't need to understand
RRR
it.
is
It's
in English.
It's in English too.
Oh, it's in English. I don't know if it's dubbed. If it is dubbed, it's superbly dubbed. And it's just got everything. And Ray Stevenson, who played the last Punisher in the last Punisher movie, and he was the best Punisher, even though the movie wasn't very good.
I
He's
agree
the
with
bad
you.
guy. He's the bad guy in it. He's really-
100%. He was the best cast Punisher, period. The best on-screen Punisher, period. The story, so yeah. The way it was done, the bad guy, but him on point. Yeah. And it was also filmed in my neighborhood where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see when he goes to that metro where he's in the base and he goes to the subway. That's right next to me. It's Metro Negro. It's right next to my apartment. Yeah.
Well, now I know how to triangulate your position. You talk to yourself.
I'm checking out that triple R movie right now.
There's some movie I saw on Netflix a while back. There was a Korean movie. It was really good.
That guy. Got it.
It was called Psychokinesis. It's like just some middle-aged dad. He gets psychokinesis, and he's like, it's just hilarious. Like, like one scene he's talking to his daughter is like, and she's like, "Are you sure you should be using this power? It doesn't seem too healthy." Because every time he uses it, he's like straining and grunting. He goes, "What do you mean? I'm the healthiest I've ever been, and my constipation is completely gone."
Good to know.
Coleman
There's
is
another movie called Chronicle about 3 young men who discover superpowers in a cave. And that's a pretty freaky movie. I'd like to see that again.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Coleman is
Man, we are still investigating. We're waiting for our lawyer to get back to us. We do not have a lawsuit yet. We will if he decides to go forward, and people will know, believe me. But right now, we're just waiting for the lawyer to go over the facts.
Yeah, and that's for people that don't know. It's a case against the people that technically discriminate against him, calling him a race, doing a racist book and everything. I just don't remember what was their name. I don't remember.
Daily Kos.
Daily
KOS, the Daily Kos, far left hate site.
Oh yeah. I think they were connected to Gawker at one point, weren't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I think my picture is complete. My sketch, more like. I think I chose the wrong paper, so there's a lot of feathering going on. But I don't know. You tell me, what do you think?
Looks good.
Thank you.
I don't know for like a second. Go ahead.
Be sure to send that to me.
All right.
I mean, not the original, but a good high quality copy.
Like,
Yeah, no, I'll scan it. I'll scan it with my crappy old scanner and send it to you as soon as possible. I'm sending art to Mike Baron.
I know. I felt the same when he asked me for blood. I was like, damn, yeah. But dude, it looks great. But the first time I saw it, before I maximized your screen, I was like, why did he draw Stan Lee? Because you look like you had that big stash. I was like,
It's basically the Stan Lee of vigilantes.
But we just passed an hour and a half, so we're gonna close the stream. Thank you for joining us, Mike
It was
Barron.
my pleasure, guys. I'm sorry I got in late.
It's
That's
all
fine.
good. We imagine that there was something up because usually on point. You don't mess around with stuff like that. So go check out his campaign. It's totally worth it. Me and Canales are gonna jump on it pretty soon.
Yep.
You guys go check it out. All the previous books that I've got from him are on point. I did not get the Thin Blue Line yet. I'll probably get it on the next try. But I haven't got that one. But I got all the other ones, and I got his Nexus. Because Nexus it's for people when they think Baron, they think Badger. I think Nexus and Punisher.
Thank you, Sim.
So thank you everybody for coming in, and we'll see you all tomorrow on the Inkslayer art stream.
All right.
Later.
Later.
Adios.
I see that story first. I feel that story first. I know those people first. When I put them down, they've already lived. And I put them down as I'd like them to live on those pages. My stories are very sincere. My stories are people's stories.